Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
You're listening to the Boxing Voice.
It's showtime! Welcome back, boxing fans. Blood is good.
Iron face, a mask of blood.
Blood is emotion. Too much blood coming out of the eye. Blood is a story, a drama.
Deep gas, blood pouring right into his eye.
Blood is what we want to see in terms of passion.
Blood streaming now from the cut in the eye, the nose, his mouth, his cheeks swollen, and he's still crawling.
What we want is a bloody good fight tonight. We have Heather, the Heat Hardy. Is this you?
This is me. I think I need to talk to you every night because you make me smile and blush over here.
Never been a lame-o, never been a lame-o. Yeah, I love the strip. I'm okay.
You're serious? You're serious? And that's the good thing about UK. That's why I can't hate on them guys, man. They love fucking boxing. Nobody's in England. They all bums.
Did you hear what this idiot just said?
Yo, son, you're gonna get your ass beat by Molina, son.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's overrated.
Do some pushes for me right now.
For the interview?
Yes. Let those gifted hands go. Get out of here, Bird. Go home.
We're next.
You want the table first, please. You don't even like it. You want the table first, please.
BoxingVoice.com.
This is why we use the word sensation.
Welcome back, everybody, to another spontaneous edition of the Boxing Voice. And today we're going to be talking about Saul Canelo Alvarez and James Kirkland. A couple of things in the news there. Oscar De La Hoya saying this thing is basically done. Yesterday, we seen on Fox Sports Deportes Zone James Kirkland being interviewed by Jessica Rosales. So this is pretty much a done deal. They haven't figured out the venue yet, and obviously that has a lot to do with what Mayweather will do. So that is what this show is going to be about. If you're not interested, get out of here. I want to give a quick shout out to obviously everyone that drops us a 5-star review on iTunes. And actually, I have a couple of your reviews pulled up. I was able to get this new software that gets me all the reviews from every country all on one. So, guys, once I found it, boom, here we go. Now this makes it better because it was unfair. I was only reading U.S. reviews, which obviously, you know, we get a lot of, but we're an international show, man. The other day, someone sent me a donation from Singapore. Can you believe it? Singapore. So Kim, man, shout out to you, man. I'm glad that I was able to make it all the way over there. Not that I know where over there is at, but you guys know I'm horrible with an atlas, right? So getting into our first review, it comes from DJ Cautious from the UK. He says, great show, very addictive is the title. Great show. Love how the panel has differing views. That's what keeps the fun. Love the tension, love the drama. Ness does a great job holding it all together and keeping the show fresh. The boxing podcast on the market, best boxing podcast on the market, period. Thank you. Who Kid is the title of the next one, and it comes by Cisco Tuscan boy. And short and sweet, and I like this one. Again, title is Woo Kid, and this one is TBSE, abbreviations, the best show ever. Well, thank you very much, Cisco Tuscan boy. We got another one here coming from the US, and just says awesome show is the title, and says here, great show, very in-depth coverage. Well, thank you for your very in-depth review. We totally agree with it. And another one coming from Chappelle. These are all 5-star reviews, I might say. Love your show, keep up the good work. I'll be listening. Oh, I've been listening for 3 years, and all your callers, thank you. Wow, 3 years, Chappelle, thank you very much, man. Awesome. Let's see if we can get another one. Another international one here. Where we go? We got all these US. Oh, okay, here we go. From the United Kingdom. Boxing Heads is the title, and it comes from Team Bellew from the UK. Best show around by a mile. I should I should know. I listened to all of them. Oh, well, that's great. Okay, here, we're going to give you guys a bad rating because we got to be fair, right? When we get those, we got to say them. Solid show, but is the title. Oh, I already can sense where this is coming. And this one comes from the U.S., and it's JGTP 10, whatever that is. 3-star rating. Far more great things than bad. I love that it is a voice for the people, and they let people rant as much as they want, which is a good and bad. The random shows when news happens are awesome. Ness and Beeb are by far the 2 fave, even though I disagree with Ness most of the time. I know that you do. A few things I hate is the consistent use of the N-word. Oh my God, how many people hate it? Let me see. Consistent use of the N-word, not just by the host, but the callers. I hate the word, in my opinion. The audio is what gives it a 3 out of 5. Ness phones goes off way too much. Maybe someone else, which can be annoying. Plus, just bad audio quality throughout the show. Last thing that bothers me is the fact their crossfire bickering can be too much. Too many people trying to talk over people way too much. Overall, it's a great podcast for boxing. No sugarcoating, straight boxing talk. I listen every week. I'd love to call in, but too busy. Great show. Well, that does it for the reviews. And thank you very much for those. And I'm being told no sound on YouTube, as if you know, that's shocking, right? I guess we're gonna have to be sticking to Blog Talk for a while till YouTube sorts their things out, man, because everyone else hears me except them. There's a problem with that platform. I really can't do nothing. I hate that we're losing that side of the show, because there's thousands of listeners over there as well that, you know, definitely we want to stay in touch with. But really quick, we're going to get into our quick shout out for some of these platinum listeners here, man, that chose to make a donation, believing in the cause. First one comes from Luzeldi. I'm not going to say your last name, but thank you. And that was a female. Next one is from Paul. I won't say your last name. And who do we have here? Oh, Wingy, man, my boy Wingy. I've been watching Wingy's videos on YouTube for years now. And, you know, I'm glad that he's a part of the team. He's one of our UK writers, and he also does videos. So definitely check out Wingy Boxing on YouTube. He's been part of the YTB community for a very long time. And, you know, we appreciate him. He embraced us with open arms, and we're here. Next one is from Keith, Gary, Samuel, and Alicia. Laura, thank you very much. You're all platinum members for choosing to donate to the cause. I have no clue what's wrong with YouTube, but that being said, we got to move on. We must continue with the show.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Well, good evening, folks, and I'm glad that people enjoy the show, and I'm glad for all the interesting reviews. We are the voice of the people, and hey, with some of those criticisms, I agree with, and I'm glad you can express them freely, because we are here for everybody, and continue to support the show, man. We're TP. We're what's Mayweather's phrase? TBE. That's what we are as far as radio shows are concerned. So we got to continue providing you with the best that we can. So, and I'm glad to be here and talk about Kirkland and Canelo. Yeah, I think that fight is going to be quite interesting. I don't think it's going to last a full 12 rounds. I think it'll end early, but for as long as it lasts, it'll be a hell of a fight to watch.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's one that I'm interested in. It's one that we've wanted for a long time now. And, you know, Canelo, man, Jesus, how could you not be a fan of this guy? Just tell me. I mean, he just continues to take on badasses in the division. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of naysayers, and they're going to say, oh, well, Kirkland's been out. He's always, he's not stable, and he isn't. And he isn't. But when he shows up, he shows up. And we're going to all, as fight fans, we're all going to take a gamble on the fact that Kirkland does show up and that this is going to be a firecracker of a fight.
Well, in the interview that I saw last night on Fox Sports 1, he looks in real good shape. He didn't look like he was too overweight. So I don't know if he started training, but it doesn't look like he's got too much weight to lose. So that is a very good sign.
Remember me? I'm Stuart Little. I'm Stuart Little.
What's happening, Nesta?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, man. Nice fight. Looking forward to it. Obviously, a lot of people moaning about the fight. They want to see Canelo Alvarez in there with Golovkin and people like that. But, you know, end of the day, decent fight. Kirkland's going to come to fight with Ann Wolf, without her. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight. Obviously, I fancy Canelo Alvarez to win quite comfortably, but we want to see a tear. You know, I'm not sure if it's pay-per-view or not. I'm not sure if I'd pay pay-per-view for that fight, but yeah, why not?
All the rumors I'm hearing, Stuart, is it's going to be free HBO over here. I don't know what it would be for you.
Well, there you go. How can you moan at that for free, eh?
Yeah, no, that's definitely not a pay-per-view.
No, of course it's not. But you know, but it's free, and how can you moan? It's a good fight. Kirkland's no bum. Let's go straight here. He's a tough guy. He's going to come to win. Oh, you know, he had a good performance against Johnny Tapia. He was losing, but showed what heart he's got and come back and beat the shit out of Tapia. All right, I'm sorry, not Johnny Tapia. It's come on,
Glenn Tapia. It's Glenn Tapia.
Glenn Tapia. I mean, don't get me wrong. Glenn Tapia's got the cardio over sea line, so he ran out of steam after about 2 rounds, and Kirkland beat the brakes off him. But yeah, you know, decent fight. I mean, who else is Canelo going to fight? He's fought everyone else, really.
Well, there's some things about this fight, right? Obviously, Rick Reno was able to get an interview with Oscar De La Hoya and ask a couple of questions on this fight. And we all know that this fight, a lot is dependent on Floyd Mayweather's decision. Pretty much the whole boxing world is waiting on what Floyd is going to do in order for them to move forward. So, you know, when talking to De La Hoya about this, he said last week De La Hoya closed the deal for Canelo to face Kirkland, and it was going to be televised on HBO. The targeted date is May 2nd, but we all know, again, whose date that is, and, you know, we have to wait on him. But it's either going to be in San Antonio or the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. Obviously, they can't go to the MGM because the MGM is going to be faithful to Floyd Mayweather. So the date and the venue for Canelo Kirkland has yet to be finalized because those plans could obviously change if a deal is struck with Mayweather or Pacquiao. So,
yeah, I mean, so with this fight being announced, Kirkland Canelo, I think that tells us who Mayweather's going to be fighting next. I mean, it's not rocket science. I think we're going to be getting the Cotto 2 announcement. Floyd don't want it. The sooner you lot get into your head that Floyd Mayweather does not want to fight the best, the sooner we can all move along. Because until then, we're just going to be bickering, arguing, having goes at each other. When really, Floyd's the one that's stopping these fights from happening. So he don't want it. You know, it's common sense will tell me that. Cotto Mayweather 2, May the 2nd.
Well, Oscar De La Hoya is quoted saying, "That's the thing. We have to see if Mayweather Pacquiao will happen. If it does happen, then Canelo will move to the week after out of respect to the fans. If that fight doesn't happen with Pacquiao, obviously Mayweather will go with Cotto. Most likely Mayweather Cotto will happen at the MGM. So we will have to go to the Thomas & Mack," De La Hoya said. So if it's Mayweather Cotto, he's still going to Vegas. So this young kid, he's not playing, man. He means business.
But he's going to lose a lot of their Mexican followers, like, you know, make a weekend of it in Vegas. Are they going to be going to Vegas or are they going to be going to, say, Texas? I got a feeling it's going to be the latter one.
Well, no, that's what you didn't understand. If Mayweather fights Cotto in the MGM, Canelo's going to fight in the Thomas & Mack in Las Vegas. So they'll both be in Vegas the way that Martinez, Chavez.
On the same night?
Yep.
Yep, on the same night. The only way it won't be on the same night is if Mayweather fights Pacquiao.
Now listen to this.
No.
Listen to this little quote. So again, credit to Rick Reno from Boxing Scene. A lot is going to happen this week. Once we talk with our partners at HBO, once everything plays out, there's a lot of moving parts right now. We'll have something tied down by the end of the week, whether it's going to be in Vegas or San Antonio. Those are the two sites. But he just sounds a little too confident. I think the who's who of boxing already knows what's going to happen with Mayweather.
Yeah, it kind of looks that way, Ness. It kind of. I reading the tea leaves. It looks like it's going to be Mayweather Cotto instead of Mayweather Pacquiao.
Now, speaking of Mayweather, obviously, right now, his name and Al Haymon's name seem to be always spoken in the same sentence. So there's a few things that I wanted to talk about in terms of Haymon. And I want to direct people to the site because he's been signing a lot of guys. And if you haven't checked it out, we have them all on the site. Kyrone Davis is a guy that I've already seen personally fighting in Connecticut. He's going to be taking another fight this Saturday in Philadelphia. He's a middleweight. We have an article on him. You could go check it out. He's pretty good. He's a declared amateur. And he looks like a Sean Porter type of guy, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily mean the style. I think this guy's a little more elusive. He's more of a boxer, big fucking puncher. But again, everybody punches big at that weight class. But he also signed Mario Barrios, a 6'1" featherweight dude. 6'1". Now I guess the height didn't translate into power because he's 7-0 with 3 knockouts, but that's another Al Haymon guy. And I know the reason I'm bringing it up is because almost every show we talk about him and the fact that is he going to need to work with other promoters? And by the looks of it, no, because this other guy that you can find on the website too, of course, ThaBoxingvoice.com, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. He's 5-0 with 4 KOs. He's another guy that he signed as well. So he's just getting him young. He's not playing. And Eddie Hearns, also, you can go to the site. He also signed Frankie Gavin now, which is a welterweight. And, they're doing business together. I mean, it's just a lot of pieces are moving. The puzzle is starting to be put together.
And did I see an article on the Boxing Voice saying that Eddie Hearn was saying that Al Haymon decides who Kell Brook fights and where?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn has just sold his soul to the devil, hasn't he? You know what I mean? No surprising. I mean, the guy's a scumbag, so there's no surprise there at all. But yeah, that was very surprising. He's, one of his prize assets, and he's just handed them over to Haymon. There you go, son. Do what you want with him. Well, Al Haymon's starting to show a lot of power. That's for sure.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily handed him over. What I would say is, I think the proof is in the pudding. I think that he's already demonstrated that he can get his fighters the most pay, and for Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook, they already know that, and why not? Remember, Eddie Hearn gets a piece of whatever Haymon gets Kell Brook, and Kell Brook gets his biggest payday. And listen, if this guy can get it done, if he has those deep pockets, those investors, hey, let him ball out, man. I'm telling you, to get Berto Lopez on Spike TV, that's fucking amazing, dude. Yeah. That's amazing.
But that could be the Thurman fight. Plans for the Thurman fight ahead.
Maybe Eddie Hearns has to throw Thurman a sacrificial lamb before he gets in the ring with Kell Brook. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen.
Frankie Gavin.
Exactly. That's why he signed them. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. But not only that, I mean, if you're in bed with Haymon, why not sign welterweights that you can get on American television now? Now you become a bigger promoter in the UK because other guys are looking like, wow, this guy's getting everybody to America. He got Gavin Rees there, and now if we see Frankie Gavin, Jesus Christ, it's like you got a yellow brick road to Haymon.
But this is why I can't understand why Haymon would let Matisse go. I mean, I just don't understand that, man.
I don't understand that either. And the saddest part is that I was talking to Matisse's trainer for like a week straight, man, and he didn't tell me anything of that. And I kept asking about the NBC thing, but I'm going to try and get him on. They're only like 2 hours ahead of us over there.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be interesting to see what his thoughts were behind that one, because Lucas Matisse for me is still one of the top 140s. He's still a devastating puncher, and people want to watch him fight. So why would you want to get, if you're going to go by on your own, why would you want to get rid of one of your top fighters? I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't get it either. But maybe it was Matisse, man. I mean, let's be real. He got the Danny Garcia fight, but look how many fights he had to get to get Danny.
Well, rumor coming out today that it's close with the Ruslan Provodnikov is close. He signed for the 28th, New Jersey near Yunez. So if that's true, that's a cracking fight.
Yeah, I heard that rumor yesterday. Provodnikov against Batiste on March 28th.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fight I'll definitely be staying up to watch. That's the one where you tell the girlfriend to go out with the mates, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Definitely one with a few beers and watch that one. Cracking fight. I mean, that wouldn't be made with Al Haymon. So, we've got to look at it like that. Good things come to it if he fights Ruslan Provodnikov, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. That's a great fight. I'm so happy that it's going to take place here on the East, save some money, take a ride, take out the old Camaro down the highway. I mean, not now, man. We got a shitload of snow over here. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to show you guys that this guy, a lot of people gave me shit. A lot of people said a bunch of things. But here he is buying up all the real estate. And he's getting prospects, man. This Sweet Hands kid is 5-0, bro. 4 knockouts. I mean, they're not playing, man. They are not playing. Speaking of headlines, also, I can't believe that Bob Arum had some balls, because we were talking about Al Haymon, and Bob Arum came out today and said that Haymon doesn't have the power to prevent the fight with Amir Khan and Pacquiao. It seems like a lot of things are really close for Khan when it comes to a Pacquiao deal, because in the past it's always been always been Amir Khan saying he could fight Mayweather, saying he could fight Pacquiao, but now Bob Arum,
but Khan has his own promotions, Nez. So he's Khan Promotions. That will always have the first say. Al Haymon's just an advisor when it comes to Khan. He doesn't have much of a say in it. Bob Arum's right.
Now, this is the interesting thing, though, Stuart. According to these quotes from Arum, it seems like they've already spoken, him and Oscar, about this. Because remember, Khan is still with Oscar. So check this out. Arum spoke to the media in Colorado regarding a potential fight. Obviously, that was this weekend when we were all out there. Prince Harry has a group looking to put on a Pacquiao fight in London, Arum said. He told ESPN and everyone else standing around him, but ESPN gets credit here. Khan would certainly make sense, and it's an interesting fight, but remember, all that is a backup plan. We're still trying to nail down Mayweather fight. We need Mayweather to say yes, right? But now, in regards to Haymon being involved with Khan, Arum says this: Khan's contract situation is that if he is promoted by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy promotion, and he has an advisory contract with, as we understand it, Al Haymon, Oscar is confident he can make the fight, Arum said. So they've already spoken about this.
Now,
for me, that's a fight that will likely happen at Wembley.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. The rumor I hear that if that fight happens, it'll be in Wembley Stadium, probably in May.
80,000. Pacquiao's going to make a lot of money. It just makes sense. You can't keep chasing after Floyd Mayweather, man. Broaden your horizons. Amir Khan is just a bigger fight in the UK. It's a massive fight in the UK. 80,000 at Wembley. You watch, if that's pay-per-view in the UK, they'll get massive numbers. So, yeah, it makes sense for all parties.
Is that a fight you would be interested in, Stuart, since you're over there?
What, Khan Pacquiao? When Eddie Hearn's been feeding us cleverly blue, what do you think?
Okay, I just wanted, because you sound excited about that fight, so I just wanted to get it on record there.
That fight. I think that's a cracking fight, and a lot of people say, "Oh, Amir Khan's going to get knocked out the minute he gets touched." Amir Khan's a bigger guy at 147. He's going, I'm not saying he'll win the fight, but it'll be a lot better fight at 147 than it would have been at 140. That's for sure.
Now, my question is, if Khan loses that fight, would he still be able to fight Cal Brook? Because I know everybody in the UK still wants to see that fight.
Well, Amir Khan today, I mean, you got to love this guy's arrogance. I mean, he's saying that Kell Brook doesn't deserve a shot at him, and because he's being arrogant, he doesn't want to really give him a shot now. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, who's the world champion here? Not you, Amir Khan. So, you know, that's just the arrogance of the man. I mean, you know, if he loses to Pacquiao badly, then he'll go running to Kell Brook for the fight. That's if he don't retire.
Mm-hmm. But no, and you know that if that'll be that, I think that'll do well on pay-per-view. Because enough people know Khan, enough people, and of course everybody knows Pacquiao. I don't think that one would do too bad.
That's a better fight than Cotto Mayweather too. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Khan with any of those guys at this point is a good fight, but that's only because they've been stalling us out. Because a couple of months ago, I didn't want to see Khan get a shot. I think he needs to fight another top welterweight before he gets a shot at Mayweather. But they've dangled us for so many months, and like I said the last show, we should be fully, you know, aware of what's going to happen because they've done it so many times. So that's why we're going to go back to someone who does want to fight, continues to put on fights with top guys, and that's Canelo, man. I mean, listen, Canelo Kirkland is the next best thing if you can't get Cotto Canelo, right?
Right. No, I think this is a fun fight. It's another fight for the fans to enjoy, and I would like to see it actually take place in San Antonio. I think it would be better atmosphere. Put that in the Alamo Dome, sell about 40,000 tickets, and you know, and Canelo could show once again, hey, look, I can fill up a bigger arena than you can, Floyd.
Yeah, man, lots to prove. Let's take some calls here. 267, you're live. Who's this?
Yo, what up, Nuts? This is B from Philly.
What up, B?
What's going on with you, man? Glad to be back in the air. Well, glad to see y'all back on the air, I should say. And just jumping in with what y'all talking about. As far as the Canelo Kirkland fight, man, that's pretty exciting. As long as it's like on regular HBO, I'm all for it because I can't see myself paying for that. But I mean, like you guys said, that's pretty much fireworks, like right from the get-go. And the only thing about that is I question Kirkland's chin, just for the sake of, like, you know what I mean, if he's coming in there, like, you know, not fully focused on the fight, then you already know it could be a short night. But I think Kirkland, if he teams up with Ian Wolf, and if he, like, you know, keeps his head on his shoulders and kind of weathers the storm that I think Canelo's going to throw at him, because, like, in that fight, I see Canelo coming at him like he did in Gulo, because Kirkland is there to be hit at times, a lot of times, actually. So, you know, if Kirkland could weather that storm, man, this could be, like, seriously, like, fight of the year. And I know it's, like, still early in the year, but that definitely could be, like, you know, one of the candidates for fight of the year. And touching on that whole Mayweather thing, even though I really don't want to, I don't know, like, me personally, I can't take anything Bob Arum says with a grain of salt, like, honestly, because this guy, they'll tell you anything, man. Like, they fighting in London, like, leave it up to him, they'll fucking be fighting on London Bridge or some shit, like, you know what I mean? You never know with this guy. It's just like, it's always something, like, you know what I mean? I'm just like real skeptical of anything this guy got to say out of his mouth. And that Matisse Provodnikov, that sounds like some real shit right there. That's gonna be like definitely, you know, definitely like one of the best fights coming out. And I think the winner of that should fight Brandon Rios, you know, and that could just kind of take things even to a better level.
Brilliant three fights there. Three fighters, obviously a triangle there that can be done. Bob Arum's running out of fighters, so he's got to do something with him. And Lucas Matisse is perfect. You know, I think it'd be too much for Rios, but Provodnikov, that's a cracking fight.
Yeah, I like Provodnikov, but yeah, Rios, man. Oh, just touching on that fight from the weekend. Mike Alvarado, like we saw he was shot. You know what I mean? Rios went in there, basically did what he had to do. Who was the undercard? Ramirez and someone else? Yeah. I saw the guy Ramirez before. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it was Gilbert Ramirez, and he was fighting some Russian dude. And of course, it went 10 rounds. What'd you think of Ramirez?
His name was Vlasov. It was a dreadful performance by him. Shocking. I mean, he looked very lackluster. Altitude was a factor with him, and he just had no strength, no energy. I mean, it was just, well, it was like watching Alvarez come out of a nightclub. I mean, just.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed at all with that guy. Like, you know what I mean? I see like they're trying to promote him, like, you know, the handsome Mexican thing and all that stuff like that, but I don't see him going far. He meet a top echelon fighter, he's going down easily, you know. And the whole Mayweather Pacquiao thing, like, I don't know, man. I really don't know at this point. Like, if it's Mayweather Cotto 2, I'm streaming both of these fights, man. I'm not paying for even one of them.
Well, what do you think about Pacquiao Khan if that happens?
Pacquiao Khan. Now, if that happens, truthfully, like, I'm not a big Amir Khan fan, but I gotta lean toward Amir a little bit, you know, with that fight. Like, I think his speed can be a real problem. I don't think Pacquiao's as fast as he used to be, not even close. And I think Amir is kind of like peaking right now, like as far as like skill and as far as like just being the best he can be. I think he's peaking. And like I said, I'm not really an Amir Khan fan, but I give credit where credit's due. Like, he beat the shit out of Devin Alexander. So I think he'll give Pacquiao problems. Granted, they sparred a lot and shit like that, and they talk about the chin of Amir Khan, but, I mean, can't hit what you can't see, you know. And that's it, man. Like you guys started off, I just want to give y'all your props, man. I love the show, man. Like, I listen to this shit, like, every week. I was, like, going crazy when I didn't see your show up, man. So I'm glad you guys back on and everything, man. I need this show, man. I listen to this shit while I'm at work, and my job is boring as fuck. So,
what you mean? What you mean you got scared when you didn't see the show? Where didn't you see it at?
Over the weekend, like, you know what I mean? Normally you guys do a show, like, you know, right after on a Sunday, you know what I mean? And I was looking for one over the weekend. I saw a lot of your stuff from Denver.
Well, we had a show on Sunday.
You had a show on Sunday?
Yeah, we did.
Really? I didn't see it. I was on YouTube. I didn't see it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, if you join our Facebook page or Twitter, the links will be on there. There was no YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The best thing for you to do is go to blogtalkradio.com/ThaBoxingVoice Radio and click on the follow button. And anytime we go live, you'll get an email.
Okay, cool. All right. I'll do that right now.
All right, man. Take it easy, man.
Stay up, man.
All right.
All right.
469, you're live. Who's this? Where you calling from?
I'm just listening, bro.
All right. So, listen. Let's get some of the stuff the critics are going to say about this fight out the way. The fact that Kirkland is going to be coming off of what? Would it be a year layoff? Let me go.
I think at least a year, maybe more, Ness.
Yeah, it was the Tapia fight's got to be nearly a year now.
Man, I don't understand, James. Man, why does he do this to himself?
I mean, hell, he had a good opportunity to fight Rosado. I think that would have been a good fight, and he turned it down.
I mean, I think Alvarez proved to us all the other night that if your head's not in the game for this sport, then you shouldn't be in it because you're going to get hurt or you're going to get embarrassed. And that's the problem with Kirkland. I just don't think his heart's in the game, mate. He fights for money. When he's broke, he'll come back again. But, you know, this guy could have been a serious contender at that weight, but he just don't want it. I mean, he got rid of a very good trainer in Ann Wolf. I don't care what anyone says. She seemed to be the only guy that could get him to do anything. And, you know, he got shot of her. I mean, the guy's head's all over the place. And, you know, we just got to hope that he don't even get put in prison before the Canelo fight, because that's the sort of guy he is. But, yeah, you know, he reminds me a bit like Alvarez, because Alvarez the other night, I didn't get a chance to say, was an absolute disgrace. He was an embarrassment to his family, embarrassment to boxing, and embarrassment to his country as well. When I grew up, Mexicans never quit. I didn't know what a Mexican quitter was, but fucking Alvarez sure showed me what one was the other night. I mean, it's disgraceful.
Yeah, well, James Kirkland, man, he's coming off of his last fight was December 7th of 2013.
I don't even remember that fight, to be honest with you.
That's Glenn Tapia.
Oh, okay. That was the Tapia fight.
Tapia just run out of steam, and then Kirkland come on strong and stop Tapia. Obviously, that fight should have been stopped a lot earlier. The Tapia corner was an absolute disgrace.
Now,
I mean, they must have wanted the guy to get killed that night, but that's his last performance.
Now
it was
listen
like
to this.
4 or 5 rounds.
Now listen to this. Before that was the disqualification with Carlos Molina in 2012 of March.
Okay.
March and before that was Angulo in 2011. This dude, dang man, such a shame. He's right now he is, how old is you? Okay. How old are you? 1984. That makes him 30, right? Or 29?
That would make him almost 32, Ness.
No way, Robbie.
Yeah, let's see. Did you say 84?
84.
That would be
84, so
he's 30, man. 30.
Okay, yeah, all right.
30, 31, yeah.
Look,
yeah, 30, 31, yeah.
Someone said 29, but anyway, the point is, too many years.
Yeah.
He's really losing. I mean, damn, at 29 or 30, regardless, whoever's right at 29 or 30, he still can get in good dog shape the way that Ann Wolf puts him in. Listen, you know what I'm gonna do? Anyway, I think that would be his best bet because I'm hearing things that he's not with Ann Wolf again.
Yeah, no, I did hear he left her, and she's a good trainer. You know, I'm surprised more boxers don't call her up, you know.
It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. You know, not many fighters want to see a woman tell them what to do and, you know, slap them around the face when they're doing something wrong. And it's just an ego thing, but she's a very good trainer and she deserves to be in boxing. And James Kirkland has let a little gem go there. He'll probably end up with some guy that can hardly wrap hands and just hold a spit bucket and shouts a few instructions every 3 rounds. I mean, just not very happy with Kirkland on that one.
Here's a question for you guys. Coming in on the live Twitter feed from @JP Supermerc. He wants to know, who do we think is a good co-feature for Canelo versus Kirkland? Thanks for the question, JP. Man, what do you think, Stu? I don't know. Good. Obviously, it's gonna have to. Well, that's Top Rank and Golden Boy if that fight is.
Well, they could put Jesse Vargas on there, couldn't they?
Well, no, wait. Kirkland isn't Top Rank, so.
Yeah, but but it's HBO, isn't it? That's right. Yeah,
it would be an HBO all Golden Boy, or possibly they'll do some more Golden Boy Top Rank.
I keep forgetting that the HBO and Golden Boy thing's squashed now. But yeah, so that's a hard one to pick.
I got the guy. You find the opponent. You got to put Lemieux on the undercard, right? Because that's a possible Canelo opponent. Canelo wins. What fight is James taking place at? Have they mentioned weight yet?
I heard 155 yesterday, Ness.
Another catch weight?
Yeah, well, because Canelo, it's obvious Canelo cannot make 154 anymore. That's why I think it would be perfect for him to move up to 160, and he could fight people like Golovkin, you know.
Well, it was
even at 160. When you ask me that question, I'm struggling to give you an answer, man. That division is really, really light at the moment, isn't it?
Well, at middleweight, let me see, because Palmer sent me the new rankings. Let me just check, because at middleweight, junior middleweight, Golden Boy doesn't even have anyone that they can put on the undercard because
that's what I was thinking. I just couldn't think of anyone.
All those fighters are belong to Haymon now. So let me see, junior middleweight.
If you
got Canelo at number 1 and Laura, who's Haymon, 2.
Right.
Andre, they can make a fight with Andre, right? So, but HBO's mad at him for not taking the Korobov fight. So I don't know if they'll bring him back. But man, a good undercard would be, which is too good to be asking for, would be Andre versus Bundridge for unification.
Yeah, I like that fight. Or they might put one of the Charlos on. Something like
no, they can't. They can't. Well, yes, they do have one Charlo. You're right. They do have one Charlo. That's Jamel. So they can do Jamel versus Andre or Jamel versus Bundridge for the undercard. No, yes, because Jamel's from Texas. So if you fight him in Texas with Canelo in Texas, he does well.
Yeah.
That'll work. That'll work. And if somehow they could convince Haymon to let Trout come on, then do a triple header with Trout. And you know, he's from Texas.
Well, Kirkland's from Texas as well, I believe.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
So that's your undercard, brother JP. That's your undercard. If we got any, let me see if we got any more out there. But in the meantime, let me take a call real quick. Get to these lines. See who we got next. We went to 267-429. 661. I would think this might be Mike, or if not, someone in
Worldwide Nest. What's up?
What up, brother?
Chilling. Real quick, everybody just needs to relax. Floyd and Manny's going to happen on May 2nd. But to get onto the Canelo Kirkland, I mean, I guess it's a pretty good fight, but I think Alvarez holds all the physical advantages, and the layoff that Kirkland's been on, I think, is going to really prevent him from being that effective in the fight. I mean, I just think Alvarez holds, I mean, all the physical advantages, and to beat someone that has all the physical advantages against you, you got to be a really great fighter. I don't think Kirkland is that. I mean, I understand there's not really anything he can do besides Kirkland. I mean, there's not much he can do as far as an opponent. I mean, I think they could maybe do like Charlo maybe versus Vanez on undercard, maybe something like that. But my question to you, Ness, is as far as the Mayweather Cotto, does Bob have options on Cotto?
Well, according to Cotto, for some months now, you know, there is no contract with Top Rank, but he does work very well with Moretti. Like, I mean, not Moretti, DeBuff, and he's going to be in charge of whatever happens. That's what he says. So it's. I guess they're on a shaking hands contract right about now.
And Cotto has always said, especially after the Martinez fight, that any fights he has in the future, he will be doing with Top Rank.
Right, that's what I mean. So you still have a Haymon and Bob issue as far as making that fight. So, I mean, I just think that the big fight's going to happen. I think everybody needs to relax. I know my mate Stu is hell-bent on saying that Floyd doesn't want the fight, but I just think there's been so much work and so much time and effort put in this time. I can't see it just falling by the wayside and not happening. I mean, Ness, do you honestly think they're going to do that to us again?
If Oscar thought that fight was going to happen, he wouldn't have made the Canelo Kirkland on the 2nd. I know he said he'd changed the date, but I've got a feeling Oscar knows that fight's not going to happen. That's why he's announced this one.
Right, but if he wasn't sure it was going to happen, then he would say it's happening on May 2nd no matter what. We already know that date.
You never know if Floyd could change his mind last time. So you have to keep your options open. But let's be real. He's had plenty of time to accept the demands. He's making excuse after excuse after excuse. So, you know, I just can't see it, man. I really can't.
Well, what excuses right now? I mean, he's been silent. He hasn't really made any excuses. I mean, I think he's letting it play out, and he's keeping everybody in suspense. I mean, he's very secretive about his opponents usually, and if he wasn't going to make, if he had no intentions on making a fight,
he asks people on Twitter who he wants to, who he wants them to fight, and he does these little polls and things like that. So not really. It's just only when he wants to. I mean, when Manny Pacquiao's name's usually involved, that's when he goes all silent.
Right, but when he's not serious about making the fight, then he's putting memes up on Instagram and stuff like that and dissing Pacquiao all the time. I mean, I think his silence is kind of lending towards the fact that they are negotiating and that he's serious about making the fight. I mean, I don't know.
Bro, I really want you to be right. There's never been a time that I wanted myself to be wrong, but this is it. I want to be wrong, but I can't see it.
Right. I think it's going to happen for sure. I mean, I can't see them doing it to boxing fans again. I mean, putting this much time and effort into it with the CEOs and everything like that, and then for it just not to happen, I just can't. I cannot see that happening.
Mike, I'm not going to believe it until the contracts are signed. I just, we as boxing fans, we can't wait for Floyd Mayweather to decide what he's going to do.
Right, but you just got to wait a couple more days. It's going to happen this week. You can't wait a couple more days for it. You waited six years already. What's a couple more days?
As I said on Sunday, if no announcement is made this weekend, then I don't believe it's going to happen.
I probably agree with you, but as I talked to you before, I don't know how credible you guys think Dan Rayfield is, but I mean, he sent out a bunch of tweets today on Twitter with the Mayweather Pacquiao hashtag, like 3 of them in a row. So I'm thinking he may have possibly talked to somebody and got some kind of information on it. I can't see him really tweeting that out 3 times in a row without getting some kind of credible information that the fight was going to happen. And he went ahead and changed his little avatar thing to a Mayweather Pacquiao little promo. So I really think it's going to happen, and I just can't see them doing it to us again. I really think it's going to happen. Ness, did you check that out on his Twitter or no?
Ness?
Yeah.
Worldwide Ness.
No, I'm here. No, I didn't check it because it didn't sound like nothing to me. I mean, just copy and paste the Mayweather Pacquiao doesn't mean shit. And I'm not
right.
about that.
I mean, right, but he's been consistently saying negative things regarding the fight. And then for him to just switch it up and start sending out that hashtag, I mean, 2 or 3 times in a row, I think on the low he might have got some information regarding the fight.
Yeah, and it might be negative information.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have a problem saying that he got negative information about it in the past. I mean, wouldn't he just come out and say? Because before he said that he's heard bad news about the fight.
Listen,
And then
Mike, I'm not going to be the one to ruin it for you. I'm not going to tell you that there isn't a Santa Claus. I'm going to let you put your cookies and milk out.
Well, I think in about 4 more days I want to be calling up, and this might be the first time you have to eat crow this year because I think it's going to happen.
Well, I never said that it wasn't going to happen. I'm just not going to ruin the fantasy for you. If you want to believe, listen, I'm optimistic. So if you want to believe, we're believing together, brother.
All right, well, that's all I had. And really quick, I just think that the Canelo gets Kirkland out of there within 6 rounds. And I'll holler at you, Ness. Thank you again for the spontaneous show. You're holding it down for everybody. And next time I'll holler at you guys. Hopefully it'll be Sunday, and then we'll be talking about the big announcement.
All right, brother. So really quick, I do want to say that we updated the mobile site. So you can go to ThaBoxingVoice.com on your phone, and it's going to be fully functional. Now, this is only a temporary one at that, but it's still quite flawless. But this is only temporary because they're going to be building a custom one for me, which should be releasing in 10 days. But this one is going to gather some data of what people like to do on the site so that we know what to implement in the final product. But first thing that we did do was put the donation button. I know that a lot of you guys have been asking me about the button. Look, I had no clue that it wasn't on the mobile site because, I just didn't know. And, but I am grateful for everyone that has reached out and, tried to make some form of contact and get the proper information and how to go about donating. And I'm grateful to everyone that has donated. But remember, $1 is all you got to do. I know that some of you guys are being a lot more generous than that, and that's completely grateful. But it's $1 per listener. If you can do it, that's good and that's great. If not, drop me a 5-star review on iTunes. That also helps. Or pick up a shirt at ThaBoxingVoice.com, because once this mobile site is completely done, it's also going to have an e-commerce site so that we can properly take your orders for any merchandise that you may want on ThaBoxingVoice.com store, because in the past, the mobile site was kind of fucked up. But now it's good. You can actually call right into the radio show from there, one touch. You can also listen to the radio show there. You don't have to have the app. You can still get the app on Android and iPhone. But if you just want to use a mobile browser, when you're on your iPad and things like that, we've made it completely functional. So, go ahead, give it a whirl, man. Take it for a test spin. Let me see what we got here. 718, you're live. Who's this?
Ness, what up?
What's up, brother?
This is Pete from Queens, Big Paul Yearwood from Queens. What's going on, y'all?
Oh, Paul, what's going on, brother?
I'm chilling. What's up, Robbie and Stuart? I wanted to give a big shout out to Stuart Little, man, because he's hitting on all the right accords today, on this Canelo thing. I'm glad we getting a good fight because we're not getting Cotto, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I believe that it's because Cotto's going to fight Floyd, and which will be a huge step down in competition to me, because Pacquiao is the only fight I really want to see Floyd in. So That's me. And to the other caller that just called and tried to defend Floyd, I'm going to say this for all callers now. There's no way, shape, or form that you can defend Floyd no more after this. There's no more defending Floyd Mayweather after this. If he don't fight Pacquiao, if there's no announcement on the Super Bowl or whatever, then Floyd has to be like Floyd caught it, like I said on the last time I called, because he's not giving the fans what they need. It's not just what we want. Boxing needs this kind of fight in the big capacity, and the big talks, and the talk about the fight and everything. We need all the publicity we can get right now, especially in the new year, especially after coming off the year we just came off of, you know. So Floyd has to do all the right things for the boxing community, which has granted him all of his wealth, all of his, you know, status and fame. Hardcores did that. You know what I mean? We're the ones that get their names out to the casual fans from way back when he was fighting the lower guys and getting his name up like the rest of them. But now he's in a position to, you know, dictate and be that guy. He needs to do his job right, and he's not doing it right now. He knows that Pacquiao's the only guy that should be fighting him. And that's the fight that should be made. We waited long enough, and that's it. I'm not talking about Floyd no more. I'm done.
The problem is, Paul, I don't think he cares about us, the fans.
You are absolutely right, Robbie. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
I don't think he cares about giving back to the fans. I think he just cares about himself and what he wants to do.
And you know what? The problem was we've been feeding into the pie the whole time.
When he was asked what he's donated to the African people, Floyd's response was, "What have they done for me?" This is the sort of guy we are dealing with. So, say no more.
I'm a Floyd fan. I'm a big Floyd fan, and my guys would let you know that. But he hasn't given me anything to defend him on. You know, it's really nothing I can say. But I'm done with Floyd. On to Canelo, right?
That's why this show is about Canelo, because that's a guy who keeps fight the tough fights.
You're right, and he should be the king of boxing right now. He should be that guy. Canelo is the guy because he fights him. He says he wants to fight him, and he fights. You know, he signs on the dotted line, and he tells you he's gonna fight this guy. He don't let you wait for 2 years.
This is a young boy we're talking about as well.
You know, there's two guys in boxing that we all should support because they're not afraid to fight anybody. One is Canelo, and two is Triple G.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, those are the two guys we as boxing fans need to get behind because they don't say no to a fight. They just say yes. When and where.
Exactly. There's no stipulations on venue, how much money, how many blood tests you're going to take. All of that kind of stuff, there's none of that. So,
and you know, the two of
the crown for me, even though he didn't beat the guy with the crown, unfortunately, is laying his crown down right now because of the way he's acting.
And you know, with the way the two of them are, I mean, Canelo could be a middleweight sooner rather than later. You could see one day Canelo and Triple G actually in the ring.
That would be absolutely beautiful for the boxing sport. And, you know, if we do see that can surpass a lot of things that we didn't see. So that's something to look forward to. And right now we got Canelo Kirkland. Unfortunately, Kirkland not being with Ann Wolf will really hurt him in my eyes. And it will make him last a little bit shorter time in the ring because with Ann Wolf, he might get knocked out. Without Ann Wolf, he's going to get knocked out because he never gets in condition without Ann Wolf. He never like comes in shape, the six-pack shining. You know what I mean? He never comes. Last time you seen him, he's fighting the Asian guy across the seas, and he gets flat on his back. You know, so the results without Ann Wolf are never good for James Kirkland, and I don't see why he's sitting here letting her go on the biggest fight of his life. I don't understand that. And if we don't know if it's true or not, I'm not sure. Is that a confirmation that he doesn't have Ann Wolf, or is it just speculation?
honestly, I don't know which it is. I've heard.
That's been the word. I can say that's been the word. Nothing's been confirmed, but they have been separated. I'm gonna try and put in a call and see if we can't find a legitimate answer.
Well, I hope it's not true, but since everything is leading us to that fact, it's unfortunate. Kirkland won't last too long if he doesn't have her, because the way she trains him, and she's a great trainer, but I think she's the best trainer for James Kirkland. That's my thing. I don't really think, I know Stewart said it's an ego thing with other fighters. I think some other fighters may have that problem, but I think some other fighters may just believe that she only had one guy, and it seemed to be a perfect fit. And that's really my thing. I think it's a perfect fit between the two, and she trains the hell out of that guy, And I think other people should take notice to how she trains, because he comes in shape. The Glenn Tapia fight, the guy didn't stop throwing any punches. Like every second the round was going on. There was not any lull in that fight. There was no lulls. So, and on Tapia's side as well, give credit to him, because he's very good, but he got outclassed that night because this guy just didn't stop throwing punches, and not just pity pat punches. He threw with conviction all the time.
Yeah, he was throwing bombs all night. It was a really good performance from Kirkland in the end. I mean, he got off to a bad start, but yeah, I mean, no one could deny that this guy just throws punch after punch after punch. But I think Canelo Alvarez is going to be far too classy for him.
No, if he does that against Canelo, if he's not in shape, especially, he's going to have a problem. But a pressure fighter like him would give Canelo problems if he was in the right type of shape, to me. But I don't think he's going to give Canelo any problems, because I don't think he's going to be all 100% and Wolf ready, which is what we like to see from James Kirkland. And if we don't get that, then I don't think that's what we are going to see. That's all I had to say, guys. Y'all have a good show. Thanks for another spontaneous one. Y'all keep it going. I'm donating. As soon as this mobile site gets right, I'm going to donate. I support. Keep it going, the Boxing Voice. Y'all keep it 100.
No. Hey, Paul, the mobile site is working. If you go to ThaBoxingvoice.com right now from any phone or tablet, you're going to get to the mobile site, and the donate button is right at the top. So get to it, player.
You got it, Des. Y'all take it easy.
All right, brother. Let me get to some other people here. Who we got? 928 on the check-in. Where you calling from? Who's this?
Hey, that's Ryan O'Hara. How's it going, man?
Ryan, what's up, brother?
Not much. I've just been listening to what you guys have been saying. What's your opinions on Canelo fighting Kirkland?
First of all, won't you update everyone on your tweet? You said as of what? 2014 of August? And Wolf is
as of last August, it appears Ann Wolf is still with James Kirkland. So I guess we'll see what happens there. I don't know. I'm not too excited about Canelo fighting Kirkland. Kirkland, yeah, he's a good fighter, but I mean he hasn't fought in 2 years, so he's been an inactive fighter. If he would have taken a tune-up fight prior to this, it probably would have prepared him a little better. But honestly, to me, Kirkland is going to when this fight happens, Kirkland is going to start off the fight kind of like Victor Ortiz. He's going to be a little reckless, trying to make a point that he still has it. If Canelo can counter him early, it's going to be an early knockout. If that doesn't happen, I would say probably a late knockout or a really wide decision for Canelo Alvarez. Either way, the non-title fight, I don't know what doors that would open for Canelo, unfortunately. And yeah, it's looking more like that Mayweather's going to fight Cotto again. And that gets hurt if this fight's going to be at 154 or 160.
155
for Canelo and Kirkland.
I just said that, Robbie.
Yeah.
No, I meant for Mayweather Cotto. Is that going to be at a middleweight?
Oh, Mayweather Cotto. No details are out, man. That thing is hush hush. We don't even know if that's going to happen. That's the bluff card at the poker table.
And one thing's for sure, if that fight does go ahead, I do not want to hear Floyd Mayweather fans claiming Floyd Mayweather to be a middleweight champion when I know for a fact that will not be at 160. That'll be at 150, 155, 156. So please do not be calling Floyd Mayweather a middleweight champion.
You know, I mean, if that fight happens, I know Mayweather's going to win the fight. I know he's going to win it because when you compare the two styles, it's just not Cotto's liking. You know, Cotto fought well against Mayweather the first fight, but still lost the majority of the rounds. You know, I had it 7 rounds to 5, but we know that there's gonna be one judge that's going to have it really one-sided, and it's probably gonna be for Floyd. So even I think the fight's gonna be 7 rounds to 5 again for Floyd, and maybe one judge will have it even, but there's gonna be one judge that has it so one-sided. There's no way that Cotto's gonna win the fight. It's gonna be. Mayweather's going to be pretty darn accurate. Cotto's punches are going to have an impact, but he's not going to land enough. Mayweather's chin's just going to be too good. And the question I have about this this whole fucking mess up, I mean, I'm hearing that if Pacquiao fights Khan, it's going to be May 31st. Well, here's the thing. If Pacquiao fights May 31st, how in the hell is Roach going to train Cotto for Mayweather May 2nd? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, Freddie Roach puts in his contracts that if he trains him, that Manny Pacquiao will always, Manny Pacquiao has a fight, that fight will always come first. So I think the fighters do know this. So he can actually do bits and bobs with Freddie Roach, obviously, but Manny Pacquiao will be his main focus.
That's true. I mean, they could always do a split camp, but if we're talking about Floyd Mayweather, you know, Floyd Sr. is going to be focused just on his son, you know, when it comes to fight night, which could give a big advantage to Floyd if Freddie Roach is going to have to train 2 different fighters for 2 different fights that are both mega fights. So
at the end of the day, though, it's not the trainers that are getting in the ring. You know, you could have the best trainer in the world, but if you can't fight, you're getting beat.
Absolutely.
So trainers can only do so much. They can get you in the right shape, they can get you in the right frame of mind, but at the end of the day, it's down to the fight. Miguel Cotto's at the age now when you're not going to teach him much. You can sharpen up on a few things and make him stronger in certain departments, but you're not going to change Miguel Cotto into a slickster, are you? So, you know, it's not about the trainers at the end of the day. It's about the fighters.
But then again, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing Pacquiao Khan, which brings up another point. The last time, I brought up Victor Ortiz earlier, how he got himself knocked out by starting off fights too fast. If you think about it, James Kirkland got knocked out by Ishida, and Ishida got his ass knocked out by Canelo in sparring. So I'm just not even sure how this fight's going to turn out. But you know, if Pacquiao Khan happens in London, I'll be sure to go there. And I think it's going to be one heck of a fight. I'd say Pacquiao stops him in the late rounds. But you know what? I'll even say this now. I think they're going to trade knockdowns. Pacquiao's going to get knocked down early, and he's going to come back and knock out Khan. I think it's going to be that kind of a fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fight I'd really love to see. You know?
Pacquiao breathes on Khan, he knocks him out.
Yeah, there you go.
Khan's a stronger guy at one point. You know me, I'm always giving Khan stick for his chin. I mean, let's be real. You know, he's hardly Carl Froch, is he? But at the end of the day, he has got stronger. You know, he's a bigger guy. He's filled out into this 147. He has took a few shots, you know. Obviously, Devin Alexander, I mean, he's knocking no one out. But I got a feeling Khan's chin is a little bit better than we give him credit for. But obviously, Pacquiao is a lethal puncher and will get to Khan in the end. But I don't think, you know, Khan's going to fall asleep after one punch. It's going to be a good fight.
And I do think Virgil Hunter has made a difference in Khan and made his defense a little bit better. So I think it will be more competitive. I think somebody will get knocked out, but I don't think it'll be early.
Well, I do have some news. I just got a report that Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather are at the Miami Heat basketball game, are actually almost sitting next to each other. So, hopefully there's some truth to that. That's true. You know, maybe they're having a chat.
Anything's possible, man.
We're getting that desperate. We're trying to make this fight happen by just seeing a few pictures and going to conclusions. I mean, that's how desperate we are now. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they've done it to us.
And going back to Khan, you're definitely right. He has improved. His hand speed's improved. His combinations have improved. But I looked at that fight with him and Devin Alexander. I was very impressed. But if Devin Alexander is not a counterpuncher by any means, but if Khan went at a counterpuncher like that, I think he would get knocked out again. But then again, styles make fights, and Pacquiao showed. Oh, yep, there is truth to it. I just got the picture. Pacquiao and Mayweather are definitely at the heat game.
Well, speaking of trainers, how much difference do you think Freddie Roach would make in Miguel Cotto's corner if he fights Mayweather for the second time? Do you think it'll make much difference?
Well, to me, I think Cotto has improved with power. His combinations have improved. He's fighting better on the inside. He's fighting better on the ropes. I think it would make a difference. As in, this fight is going to be really close. It's going to be much closer. But once again, if it comes down to a decision, Mayweather will win. I mean, unless you destroy his face and I don't know, make him cry. I don't know. Do something that's gonna turn the judges around. I just see Mayweather winning the fight. It's gonna be a lot closer though. But I think that I don't know. It's gonna be like Maidana Mayweather, but there's gonna be a little bit less flailing of the arms.
Yeah, well, let's face it. If a Mayweather fight goes to a decision in Vegas, there's no way he's losing a decision. That ain't happening, especially in Las Vegas.
But CJ Rock, dun dun dun. Now she wants to be a judge again.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Cotto, Cotto's he's getting on a bit now. He's not the great fighter he used to be. He's a good fighter still. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a great fighter. I mean, you only have to look at his performance against Austin Trout. I mean, this is a guy that's just got a bit of foot speed, a bit of movement, and he looked clueless in there. And Floyd Mayweather, he fought the wrong fight in the first fight against Cotto. I think took Cotto for granted. Thought all he had to do was turn up. And Cotto had his little bits. There was bits in the fight where Cotto was doing okay, but it never looked like winning it. So I think this is going to be an even better performance by Floyd, even easier. And it's going to be quite embarrassing, I think.
Well, it won't be. I don't think it will necessarily be easier. Mayweather's power he's not a very good, powerful puncher at 154. If this fight happens at 160, maybe. On one of the simulators, power ranks up to 13. At junior welterweight, or excuse me, super welterweight, I'd say Mayweather's about a 4 or 5. So, and Cotto has a pretty good chin, minus those 2 knockout losses to Antonio Margarito, asterisk, and Pacquiao, which was a catchweight fight. But I still think Mayweather will win the fight. But it's gonna come down. You're gonna have judges who are looking for the more powerful shot. So that's gonna be Cotto. Advantage to Cotto. Mayweather's gonna be really accurate. Cotto's accuracy will probably be around 19 to 20%. Mayweather's accuracy will be probably close to 50. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the judges take a look at it.
Well, Ryan, thanks for calling in, brother. I'm going to get to some other callers. You guys could check out Ryan's writing over at ThaBoxingvoice.com. Ryan O'Hara does a great job, so follow his work on ThaBoxingvoice.com, of course. Once again, that was Ryan O'Hara, one of our writers. Shout out to him on the check-in. I'm looking for 314. Obviously, you haven't pressed 1, so how could we go to you? You're on the line, but you haven't pressed 1, 314.
Yeah, that's you got to press 1 when you guys call in. That's how this works.
314. 314. Do you just want to listen, or you want to talk, brother?
Did I press it then?
All right. Let me see. Who else are we gonna get to here? 443. You're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Right.
443. You're live.
Yo, what's up, Ness?
What's up, brother? Talk to me.
Hey, I don't know. I'm just hoping this fight comes off. I'm tired of all this BS stuff. We're due for it, and just as boxing fans, we deserve this fight. This is just gone way too far. If because each one of us has put down $50 to $75 for both of these guys' fights, and we deserve it. I was thinking about an undercard fight for Canelo and Kirkland. let's just say they push back that Ruslan, that Provodnikov fight, and Matisse, and throw that on the undercard. That would be some tight ass shit. I'd put that up against a Mayweather pay-per-view against Miguel Cotto any day. What do you think?
You'll put what against Mayweather Cotto pay-per-view any day?
You give me Canelo and Kirkland, and then you give me Matisse and Provodnikov on the same card on HBO for free. I guarantee you, people would tune into that 8 out of 10 times over a Floyd and Cotto fight, especially hardcore fans. Because we've already seen the Floyd and Cotto. We already know what's going to happen in that. Ain't nobody trying to pay to see that again, for real. But if you give us those two fights, it's a done deal, especially with hardcore fans.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
No. You give me that undercard, and I'm gonna watch that first. No, I'm not.
Hell
No,
yeah.
I'm not. No, I'm not. No,
Come
I'm
on.
not.
You wouldn't watch. You wouldn't want to see Matisse and Provodnikov.
No.
Man, you're sick in the head.
Pacquiao. If Mayweather, you said Mayweather Pacquiao or Mayweather Cotto?
No, Mayweather Cotto. If they throw that
Mayweather Cotto, I'll tell you this. If Mayweather Cotto happens at 160, I'm still watching Mayweather first.
Man, I tell you what, you're going hard. I don't know. I can't turn down Provodnikov and Matisse and follow up with Canelo and Kirkland. That's one.
I'll just DVR that
back to back.
That one's gonna be on free TV. I'll DVR it. No big deal.
Yeah, you're right about that. I don't know. I'll be pumped up for either one of those two fights, though. I don't care. And I'm psyched because I'm on the East Coast like you are. You're in Jersey already. But me and you, I'm going to see you up in Atlantic City for that fight because they're talking about Atlantic City for Provodnikov and Matisse on March the 2nd, I think they calling for up in Atlantic City. So I'm going to see you there, Ness.
All right, brother. See you there, man.
You got it, bro.
All right. 469, you're live. Who's this?
KG from Dallas.
What's up?
Not much, man. I had a question. I was listening to y'all, and are y'all not streaming it live on the YouTube anymore?
They're having problems.
We are, but they're having issues, man. But once we get it back up and running, you guys will be notified.
All right, man. That's what's up. I normally listen to it on the YouTube, so I'll just let that. But Canelo and Kirkland, that's a good fight. Looking forward to that one. I'm not sure what this Mayweather thing is, but I did see that they both at the Heat game, so maybe they're up to something this week. I'm not sure, but is Canelo Kirkland, is that set in stone for May 2nd, or is that going to change when Mayweather decides when he's going to fight?
Well, the way they put it out, if Mayweather fights Pacquiao, then they'll move the Canelo fight. If Mayweather fights Cotto, it's going to be on the same night.
I see. Is Stewart on the line? Is he on there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
All right. I was listening to you, man. How can Mayweather not be considered the middleweight champ if he beats Cotto at 160 or a weight above 154? I mean, he will be Cotto is the lineal guy. He is the lineal champ at 160, regardless of whether we like it or not. He's the champ. He beat the guy, Sergio Martinez. He beat the guy. Cotto's the guy now, and whoever beats Cotto at 160, regardless if we think he's the best or not, he's the champ. He's the guy.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You got a point. If Cotto is allowed to come in at 160, then fine. But you can bet your life Cotto he'll have to go down to 155, 156. And for me, that is not. You don't take a belt off the champion by making him lose four pounds. £4 is a lot in boxing. That's why we have these divisions. If it weren't a lot, then we wouldn't have all these divisions. So it does make a difference. So for me, it's not for the 160 title. You can say he beat the middleweight champion of the world. Yeah, you can have that, but you can't call him a champion. He's got to be able to. Cotto's got to be able to fight on his terms when it comes to weight and everything else. And then yeah, I'll give him the credit.
I feel you. I get what you're saying. And another thing, Canelo, he keeps coming in like all his fights, like his last two fights have been like at 155. Like obviously he's getting ready to move to 160, but like it's like they want to keep him fighting super welterweights. Like, I don't understand why they keep on doing that. Like, what's the point of him fighting at 155 of Kirkland and people want to see him fight GGG or some of these other big names at 160 that he can obviously fight those guys? Like, what's the point of him keeping on fighting at 155? Or,
keeping his belt. It's all about keeping his belts, bro. I mean, he has to move up because he can't make the weight, but he just wants to keep his belts and make as much money as he can. He's going to have to move up eventually. He can't, you know, stay at that weight forever.
Believe me, I think it's a foregone conclusion. I think he'll be moving up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, that 160 division is just getting a hot division. It's just as stacked as welterweight. It's gonna be in the future. I mean, I'm looking forward to the fights they make at that weight. But I'm a big fan of you guys. Y'all do a great job, man. I listen to you guys like every single day, man. I'm a new listener. I just started listening probably like a month, but I just go back and listen to y'all's old stuff all the time on YouTube. That's kind of why I was, you know, wondering what the deal with that was. But y'all keep up the good work, man, and I'll call back next show, man.
All right, brother. Well, thank you again for the support, man. If you get time, man, head on over to iTunes, drop us a 5-star review, because you know, every time you guys drop a review or share the show, it helps us grow. And we will be back on YouTube, because I know the YouTube has been a huge part of getting us into so many different locations. So I'm actually going to upload this onto YouTube. It won't be video, but at least the guys that listen to it there can listen to it there. So I'm getting a lot of tweets and a lot of texts about this Mayweather Pacquiao at the game. I mean, Jesus, these guys, we try not to talk about them, and we're sucked into the black hole with these guys, man.
Well, look, it's a fight that can't be avoided, but Floyd so far has done everything he can to avoid it. And I've come to the conclusion, if we don't have an announcement soon, you know, we're never going to get it. But boxing fans want it. That's why I made the statement earlier, Ness. He doesn't care about the boxing fans. He only cares about himself.
I agree, Robbie. I mean, I agree. This guy is a world-class fighter, but just not a very nice human being. I mean, he's holding boxing to ransom. You know, he is. And I bet he's sitting there smiling at him. Oh, look at all the boxing fans. I mean, these boxing fans, I mean, they see a picture of Floyd and Manny at a game, and they're like a fucking kids around an ice cream van, aren't they? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just chill the fuck out. It's just they're the human beings like we are. There's loads of good fighters out there. For me, I could swap this fight for 5 world-class fights. I'd take the 5 world-class fights now. There's some big fights out there. I'm not too bothered. I'm not too bothered about this fight anymore. I want to see it, but it's just pathetic. It's like,
well, that's why, Stuart, I also said earlier in the show, the 2 guys we have to support are the 2 guys they're willing to step in the ring anytime you ask them, and that's Canelo and that's Triple G. For those that criticize Triple G, one of these days people aren't going to be able to criticize him anymore, because somebody is going to be forced to fight him because they're not going to have any choice, or they're going to have to give up their titles.
Now, Canelo, from what I'm looking at, is been fighting twice a year, man. I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, obviously he had to take some time off.
Twice a year is perfect, man. Twice a year is perfect. That's what most world-class fighters are.
Yeah, but he's not world-class, is he? I mean,
Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, Canelo Alvarez.
Of course he's a world-class fighter. Of course he is.
Oh, really? With that many controversial wins and losses on his fucking career?
Canelo Alvarez is world-class fighter. He beat Lara. He beat Lara. So you like about it. Everyone calls this Lara this magician in the ring. Well,
that's one of the fights that are in question, is it not?
Fucking fucked Angulo right up. That we'll never see that guy again. He's a world-class fighter, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, world-class because of the level of attention and the money that he generates, okay, but not world-class because of skill.
Listen, mate, Jack Dempsey's an all-time great. He had no skill at all. It doesn't matter. Skills don't always pay the bills, mate.
All right. So then we're looking at it as a whole. We're looking at it as Canelo the product. because again, the Lara fight, there's a lot of people that felt he lost. The Trout fight, same thing.
The Lara fight, I picked Lara in that fight.
You just said he lost the Austin Trout fight.
There's people that had Trout winning.
Did he lose that, man? Austin Trout even admitted at the end of the fight he didn't win it.
Well, so, there's people that had him win.
Yeah, morons.
So you were one of the guys that didn't give him any credit for the jab then?
I'll give him credit for getting up after doing the skanky leg. I'll give him credit for that.
All right, so let's end it this way. Are you saying right now on record that in your eyes he beat Lara and Trout convincingly?
No, don't try and change the question here convincingly, because I never said that.
I mean, was it controversial or was it not?
Well, in my eyes, it weren't.
Okay.
I think what Lara did was an absolute disgrace.
Okay.
I mean, he should go fucking ballroom dancing with Andre Durrell. They'd make a right couple, them pair.
All right. Let's see what the streets say. 617, you're live. Who's this? 617, you're live.
You hear me?
Go ahead, you're on.
Hey, what's up? This is Tony from Boston, first time caller.
All right, brother, give me 1 second here.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut,
Tony from the Beantown.
Welcome aboard, man.
All right, got a couple of points, man. First off, I want to say I want to agree with you in this on a couple of things you said, right? Now, when you mentioned before, you said, you want to take Floyd's word that we are negotiating. And I believe, negotiations are taking place. At the time, I don't think the negotiations in the hands of Manny or Floyd. Negotiations in the hands of the two big conglomerates, Showtime and HBO. I know a previous caller, like in the last show, alluded to this a little bit when she mentioned there's so much to this negotiation. It's simple. It's not black and white. First off, you got to deal with the pay-per-view split. Who's going to broadcast? And who's going to do the reruns? And then you got the whole thing with the Tecate and the Corona. Which one of those is going to be in the ring? So it's not about Floyd and Manny at this point. I mean, you got a lot of Floyd bring it on himself because he does have a lot of haters. So that makes it easy for the finger point to go at him. But if we can just be subjective, and be, just have some common sense in this. Negotiations are taking place, and that's what they're doing. It's just one side chooses to negotiate outside. I don't even call it negotiating. It's more like playing mind tricks, if you want to call it that. With the with the whole thing, putting in leaking this, leaking that. You know what I'm saying? Not even leaking, but putting out half truths. A lot of times false information, like what the fuck is we signed a contract in principle. I ain't never heard no shit like that. You either sign a contract, you sign a contract. There's no such shit as sign a contract in principle. There ain't no fucking contract to be signed because there ain't no contract. How can you sign a contract if the two of the networks ain't agreed to how y'all gonna air this fight? I mean, I just find it pathetic how certain people could just, I guess it's easier and shit, Quoting the great old Bob Aaron, saying, the boxing fans like a piece of rock. You can kick it any way you want. But that's all I gotta say, man. I love this show though.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. I was gonna ask you a question, but I'll just ask my host here. People are using the excuse that the networks are to blame, that the networks need to come up with an agreement. But can't they just dust off the old Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis contract, update the dates, and keep it moving?
Yeah, I think you can do that.
It makes sense to do that, but it's not about the networks. Let's be real. It's about the fighters. Floyd is not agreeing to these terms. Otherwise, the networks would have already made a deal. There's so much money involved with this fight. Why would they not want to be involved? So, yeah, it's nothing to do with networks. It's more to do with Floyd Mayweather.
Now, I will say that he does bring up a point, and I think that this means a lot because whoever has the rights to replay the fight probably is the winner in the long run. So that's probably the issue. Maybe Showtime wants it. Maybe HBO wants it. Maybe Floyd wants it, because obviously he's always had the rights to his fights, because when he left from HBO to Showtime, they were able to air everything that he did. So let me get to some other callers here. 817, you're live. Who's this? 817, you're live.
Yo, Ness.
What up?
Hello? Can you hear me?
You're on. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I was just calling to say, man, I think Miguel's brother is probably punked out and told Cotto not to fight Canelo, man, because I think he knows he's going to get knocked out. And Cotto's being a little bitch. But do you think also the fight's going to get made in San Antonio?
Man, I hope so, man. I had fun last time in Texas. I'm looking to go back. Hopefully I could get there. It's going to be a toss-up if I can make it to the Canelo or the Broner, man, but I want to go to one of those two fights.
Yeah, because, me and my friends here, we're looking into it. We're here from Dallas, so we're willing to make the drive too. It's going to be a badass fight if they make it there.
Well, that's definitely one of the two locations. It's either going to be in San Antonio or it's going to be in the Thomas and Mack in Las Vegas.
And I think Canelo would make a hell of a statement if he could make that fight in San Antonio and sell about 40,000 tickets.
Well, that'll be easy. I mean, they did that with Trout, so they won't have a problem.
To say he did that with Austin Trout, and he brings zero.
Yeah.
Well, 817, brother. I'm gonna get to some other callers. Thank you for calling in, man. You all
thanks,
done?
Man. Yes, I'm good.
You sure you all done? All right, brother. Who do we got here? 309. You're live. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Hey, Still Said It's True. What up, man? It's what up, Robbie.
Hey, what's up?
I wrote a few things down here I want to talk about. You guys were talking about Khan earlier and like what his next opponent could be and all that. Is Sean Porter with Al Haymon?
Yes.
Okay, because I heard a while back that he wasn't, and then I heard he was. But that would be a great fight. Kell Brooks fighting JoJo Dan, obviously, but I think a Khan Porter fight, the winner fights Khan. I think that would be great. I don't know what you guys would think about that, but also Matisse, Provodnikov. I think that's fight of the decade right there. But do you guys think it was a good idea for him to stay with Golden Boy and drop Al Haymon? If you look at Al Haymon's 140-pound roster, and then you look at the top rank Golden Boy roster, which one do you think has better fights for him?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Well,
obviously right now Haymon has better fights. I mean, he's got the whole division. You got the guys that are going to give Matisse popularity, like the Broners, rematch with Molina, Danny Garcia rematch, Lamont Peterson rematch. You got those names that are there, and the guys coming up. Omar Figueroa just moved to 140. And that's another Haymon fighter. So again, like I've been saying, now I get to gloat because last year when you buy up the real estate, you leave no one any room for market. There's just no market right now. He's taking it all. So where is Golden Boy gonna take Matisse? Who do they have at 140?
Well, here's the fights I was looking at. Obviously, you got Provodnikov, who's with Banner. And then if you want to, mix and match 140 and 147, you got Timothy Bradley, which that would be amazing. Matisse Bradley, that's a great fight. You got maybe a Pacquiao fight later on. I mean, obviously Aram's putting Pacquiao in with damn near everybody now. He's putting him in with Algeria. Why wouldn't he put him in with Matisse? And you've got
Terence Crawford. This fight's there for.
Well, see, Jesse Vargas, I don't think that fight would happen, and here's why. This is the last point I was going to make. Look at the WBA rankings right now. Matisse is not in the top 15. Can you believe that?
No, I cannot believe that.
Yeah, I just checked it last night. They took him out of the top 15. Is that because he has the WBC silver title?
I mean, I just don't understand that. It's like Sean Porter. I mean, that guy's not in the top 10. You know, in the 147 division. I mean, loses one fight to a world class fighter, and they drop him from the top 10. I mean, I don't even look at these rankings. I mean, you got some guy that knows nothing about boxing writing them down every weekend, and I wouldn't take no notice of that, mate.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that they dropped him out of the top 15. But that's all I got, Ness.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. 409, you're live. Who's this?
JD, what's going on, fellas?
What up, brother?
Man, something hit me today. I got to thinking about how it's set up, man, and I honestly feel. What do you guys think about, like, maybe? I mean, just changing this whole boxing setup, man. I mean, I honestly feel like maybe if we take the top 10 or top 15, you know, however you want to do it. Like, let's say take the top 10 and 140 and set this shit up like a tournament bracket. You know what I mean? And that'll be over. Like, let's say if we do this for 2 years, that's 4 fights in 2 years. 4 fights will determine the champion in 2 years. And, you know, just set the shit up like a playoff bracket. That way nobody's ducking nobody and the winner earns it. You know what I mean? And you can do that, you know, every 2 years. And the way I see that 140 and 147, you know, the welterweight bracket, it's deep enough to do it. You know, and also if you do it that way, hell, HBO and Showtime, they'll be bidding to get fights, which will get the fighters more money. You know, it's just something I thought about. Like, you know, instead of all this who's ducking who, you won't have none of that shit because it'll be set up bracket style. But I mean, what do y'all think about something like that? Like setting it up like, you know, playoff, the top 10. You know, I just see that shit just a good fit.
The problem with these Super 6 tournaments, round robin things, is they always last longer than what they're meant to. I mean, and a lot of fighters pull out, you get replacements, and it just loses its flavour. That's what happened with the Super 6. I mean, we had Andre Durrell, he chickened out and left. We had there's a couple of other fighters that Kessler had to leave. You know, he got a bad cut and left. Jermaine Taylor got knocked out and left the tournament. And he was left with 3 fighters. I mean, that's the problem with these tournaments.
Yeah, I see that.
Go ahead, brother.
Nah, I see that being a problem, but I mean, you know, something's got to be done. I mean, it was just a suggestion. I don't know. You know, the way I see it, you know, the worst teams don't make the playoffs, right? But if you're in the top 10, then you compete for that championship. You feel what I'm saying? That WBC belt. But I did want to say about the Kirkland. I do see that as a good fight. Last time I called in, I was like, you know, I didn't think Kirkland, you know, pretty much deserved it because he just been MIA. But I don't know. I do see that as a good fight. I'd like to see Danny Jacobs. What's going on with, you know, Danny Jacobs?
He's on the Haymon side, brother, so we're going to have to wait to see what else Haymon puts out. But he's on the Haymon side of things. Maybe he ends up on NBC Sports, Showtime, or Spike. I'm going to get to some other callers here, brother. Thank you for calling in, and we appreciate the support, man. If you get time, remember, we need those 5-star reviews on iTunes. Takes a couple of seconds. Oh, my God. Hamada, I'm sorry, brother. Listen, I've been having this guy on for 50 minutes. He's such a quiet guy. I forgot him over there. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah, Nez, the only reason I stayed on, this chat kept me alive, man. The chat, shout out to the chat, man. Some good people in there. But yeah, I wanted to tell you that, you know, we're talking about Pacquiao and Khan can't happen in London because, obviously, because it's HBO pay-per-view. I mean, obviously, when Manny Pacquiao fights in China, they fight early in the morning so that you lot can watch the fight in America at its normal time around 8, 9, 10 p.m., right?
Yep.
So over here, what's going to happen is, obviously, to accommodate for that, for the American fans to watch it over there on HBO pay-per-view, the fight's going to have to take place at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. And here in London, transport's not 24 hours. So how are the fans going to get home after the fight, etc., etc.? Sometimes they used to do that back in the days, but now there's strict guidelines now with the transport. Like Proch and Groves, they were ring walking at 9:45 p.m. our time. And the fight started around 10 minutes past 10, just so the fans can get home, on time. So I don't think the fight can happen over here in London. Maybe it can happen in China or in America, but I don't think it can happen here in London.
Well, many talks, and what usually happens when you get a big occasion like this is they'll go and talk to the Mayor of London or the officials, and they'll speak to the undergrounds and everyone else, and then they make a one-off occasion of opening up, because it is a big event. There'll be 80,000 there, the box office. If Pacquiao come to town, mate, I'm sure we could sort the travel out. I don't think that'd be a problem. And you could get 80,000 people from London that'd walk to see that fight. So
yeah,
I don't think that's a problem.
I agree with that, but they didn't do that for Proch and Groves. They literally gave Eddie Hearn and Maxim a strict guideline. They told him we want it all done by 11 o'clock.
Yeah, so, but the money wouldn't be as big. I mean, with Pacquiao, he brings that US revenue. Yes, I know, but
huge money.
It was huge money, but Pacquiao brings like American TV revenue and all that lot. And trust me, look at Butte Froch. I mean, Butte's not exactly Pacquiao, and that fight didn't come on till about 1:30, something like that.
Yeah, but obviously they want to stop that now. Don't you remember when Tyson Fury was fighting Derek Chisora? There was such a people.
Yeah, because that card was so boring. I mean, why make us wait till 12 o'clock to see that when he puts? Oh, it's a shit fest. Of course, everyone was falling asleep. That's why I don't moan. Just get the fight on. But when you got a Pacquiao event, I mean.
Yeah, but personally, I don't know. I'm not sure who's going to promote it over here in London. Who's going to promote it?
It'd be a joint promotions, Khan Promotions and Bob Aaron, top man. Sorry,
Khan can't promote. He can't officially promote. He's like
Golden Boy will take that role, won't they?
Didn't Khan just say the other day that how he's no longer with Golden Boy? He said that he's only with Haymon now. He said that on ringside.
I never heard that. So
that's what he said on ringside. So it's on the record. It's not me making anything up.
No, I just saying I didn't hear him say that. So that's why I can't comment on that.
But yeah, that's what I think about that. And Kell Brook, you lot said that when Eddie Hearn said about the Kell Brook and Al Haymon, he said Al Haymon is going to decide what TV network the fight is going to happen on over in the States, not who Kell Brook's going to fight. That's what he said. He never said that how he's going to decide who Brook fights from now on. And that.
What does it matter? How does he get to decide what network Brook fights on?
Because Jojo Dan's his fighter.
So then Jojo Dan has to come fight the champion in his hometown.
Jojo Dan does not get the rights over Kell Brook. Let's be real. Jojo Dan is a fucking nobody.
No, he said that Al Haymon is going to decide whether it's on NBC, whether it's on Showtime, whether it's going to be on what channel. That's it. He never said anything about Brook fights or who he fights next or if he has options on him.
Yeah, but it's just a few interviews I've seen.
Listen, no. He said Al Haymon decides where Brook fights on what network. That's what he said.
Yeah, in America.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to Eddie Hearn because at the end of the day, he's got Sky Sports.
Yeah,
he's got Sky Sports here, so he doesn't care what who.
But the big question is here: how did he get that right?
Because they work closely together.
All right.
Listen, Brook, I don't even care. I don't even like Eddie Hearn. I think Eddie Hearn's scum, but I don't really like him. But I'm just telling you what he said. Like he didn't say that Al Haymon chooses who you fight. But yeah,
I've seen a few of his videos, and he seems to be a bit creepy around Al Haymon. It's like he's starting to worship the man. It's a bit scary, really. I mean, trust me, I believe that he has probably give all his power over to Al Haymon. Yeah, mate. Obviously, he's going to have the say in England, but when it comes to these American fights that we all want to see, the Furmans, the Porters again, or whatever, Eddie Hearn's going to have no say in that. Just probably negotiating Kell Brook's pay package. That's about it.
Did you hear what he was saying on his interview with Coogan today? He kept thanking Al Haymon. He thanked him like 3 times.
Oh, I know. All he's got to do now is thank God, and he's well in there, isn't he?
He's up Al Haymon's ass. And it's weird. I don't understand why he'd want to work without him. I don't get it.
He sold his soul to the devil, mate. Like I said earlier. But you know, Eddie Hearn's all about money. He makes out he's this boxing encyclopedia. The man knows absolutely nothing about boxing. He's a good businessman. He's a good salesman. And Al Haymon's where the dollar check signs are. So he's sold his soul, mate.
What do you think about him signing Frankie Gavin? Because the way I look at it is just he's looking for any excuse just to go Birmingham and sell tickets to Birmingham.
And it was not just that. It's to hurt Frank Warren as well. I mean, Frank Warren lost the Frampton fight on Box Nation to ITV, didn't he, today? I mean, ITV are going to be showing Frampton. So
yeah, that's
Frank Warren's not going to be happy about that one. And obviously now he's lost Frankie Gavin. I mean, he's a snake, Eddie Hearn. I really don't like that man. But you can't not give him credit for what he's doing because he's putting on some decent events, you know, and he's filling out stadiums. But I'm not a fan of his at all.
But yeah, listen, about the Kirkland Canelo fight, I think De La Hoya and co are banking on Kirkland not being prepared properly after having such a long layoff. I think they're banking on that, hoping Canelo can come through, because if Kirkland is 100%, I think if he can get through the first 4, 5, 6 rounds and takes Canelo into deep waters in the second half of the fight, knowing that Canelo tends to gas, his hands start to come down, he starts to throw less punches. I think that's a real dangerous fight. Don't you think that in the second half of the fight, if Kirkland's fully prepared, he can put it on Canelo?
No, not at all. I
don't.
Listen, Hamada, let me get to another caller. Stay on right there because KH has been waiting for a long time. Damn, I think he dropped off. Shit.
But yeah, what do you not think about that? Do you think Kirkland can cause him problems in the second half of the fight if he can get there?
Hey, MV2, call KH. Tell him to call back, brother.
I don't know if Kirkland can get to the second half of the fight. That's the problem.
Hamada, let me get to another caller. Hamed, what's up, brother?
Oh, yo, Stuart, how's it going, man?
What's up?
You all right, man? You good?
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm not bad. How do you, Stuart?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm just on Twitter right now. Have you been hearing about the Mayweather Pacquiao thing?
Yes.
Yeah, several people have told us.
Yeah, what's your take on that?
Nothing. They're watching the game.
Yeah, but what it is, I think they're sitting straight across each other, and it's just.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't know. I mean,
let's be real. I mean, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting next to Tom Cruise. It don't mean they're going to get it on, does it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
it means absolutely nothing.
Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather have never been in the same arena or same kind of event like in the past 5 years. So I'm like thinking, what do you make of it?
It could be Floyd just playing his games,
Why is Floyd playing games? Why couldn't he have already had a ticket to the fucking game?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Two basketball fans, not like Floyd.
Whatever.
I'm saying, so what's your take? I mean, Canelo is officially announced for May 2nd, yeah?
Yep.
That's HBO. Yep. Obviously, Floyd fighting Showtime, so, I'm hearing all this about Amir Khan fighting, Pacquiao. It's really kind of pissing me off, to be honest. I don't want to see any other fight. I just want to see this fight now. It's just they're taking the piss now, because to me, I think Pacquiao fights Amir Khan. I mean, I regret to say it, but I think Amir Khan's got the advantage in the fight. I don't know what your guys what your take is on that fight, but right now I think Amir Khan probably can beat Manny Pacquiao. And obviously, if Manny Pacquiao loses now, then there's no Floyd fight. That's finished. It's dead and buried.
Hey, Hamed, let's put this into perspective. Amir Khan's biggest win, in your opinion, is who?
What, Amir Khan's whose fight?
Who's his biggest win?
Well, he's beaten a lot.
Who's his biggest win?
Marcus Madonna.
Devin Hernandez is a slick boxer.
Who's his biggest win, man?
Biggest wins are Maidana. I'll say Maidana.
Okay, so him beating Maidana means he could beat Pacquiao?
No, but the thing is, Pacquiao, the only way Pacquiao's going to beat him is by knockout. He's not going to win rounds on Amir Khan.
Well, that won't be hard, would it?
Listen, no. What I'm saying is Floyd Mayweather. Like Floyd Mayweather, I think Floyd. I don't think. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying like Amir Khan's a good fighter. I just think he's a bit more polished now. He's fighting a bit more. You know, he's not as. He's more control on his feet, and he's got a bit more control right now. I mean,
he's more. I know what you're saying, bro. He's more patient. He picks his shot better, and he doesn't leave his chin
exposed. As much. I mean, I'm not saying
he still does, but he's definitely polished up. And Virgil Hunter's done a good job with him. So I know what you're saying, bro.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. But I mean, Amir Khan. I'm just taking my take. I think Amir Khan gets the better of Manny Pacquiao, even though I'm a Pacquiao fan. You know, I'm not thingy. But right now, I think with his hunger and there's probably a bit more youth on his side, I think Pacquiao is more likely of losing in his next 2 or 3 fights, I think.
Well, all right, brother. Let me get to some other callers because I'm going to end it at 9 o'clock. We got 16 minutes, so we're going to go into drive-by mode. Let me see. 409. Did we go to 409, Robbie?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. And 619, you're live. Who's this?
Hey, this is Juan from Tijuana. How you doing, guys?
Juan, what's up, brother?
Nothing. Yeah, I was just listening to that guy. Can fans are just delusional. Amir Khan is not that good. That's another story. I just wanted to touch on the Canelo thing. You mentioned earlier, I was listening to a show, and you said that Canelo's not world class. I'm not a big fan of Canelo. I'm actually one of the Canelo haters, but you can't be, you cannot not be world class if you're fighting toe to toe with guys like Lara, Trout, beating up guys like Terrell. You have to be at a certain class to be able to be at least competitive with them. I know that a lot of people think that he lost to Lara. A lot of people think that he may have lost to Trout. But a lot of people do think otherwise, that he won. So you can't not be world class without being at least in the conversation. You know what I mean? So I do think the guy is world class, not the greatest guy in the world, but he's good. He's good enough to be there. I don't think he's going to go out as an all-time great, but he's good enough to be competitive with world-class fighters right now. Now, I do think the Kirkland fight is a nice fight. I'm excited for that fight. I'm trying to be optimistic that Kirkland's not going to go Alvarado on us. But, hey, I just want to see the good fights, and I hope they get it done and do a good fight. And I have a question for Robbie. I don't know about, is Marcos Maidana with Al Haymon? Because I saw a tweet from him a couple of weeks ago that he said that he wasn't. He said it in Spanish, so I don't know if a lot of people knew about this. But he said that he wasn't affiliated to anybody. I don't know if you heard anything about that. And with that, I just leave with your answer then. Thank you.
I can't remember because a couple of weeks ago we read a list of fighters that were with Golden Boy and then a list of fighters with Haymon. I can't remember which list Marcos Maidana was on, but he was on one of those. Ness, do you remember?
He was on the Haymon list.
Okay, yeah, he's Haymon.
Yo, he said he wasn't, but the reason I bring it up is because thinking about Lucas Matita, he does have options. He has Bradley, he has Crawford, he has Pacquiao, so it's not a bad thing not being with Haymon. You know, he has good options. And if Maidana, he said it, I know for sure because I have him on my Twitter. He said it in Spanish. I'm not affiliated to anybody, so I just wanted to see if you had an update on that. Well, thank you very much, guys. I love the show, and keep it up.
I just stalked Marcos Maidana's Twitter, and the actual quote in both English and Spanish, they put it, and it says, info, Maidana promotional agreement with Golden Boy Promotions ended almost a year ago. He is not tied to Mayweather Promotions either. And in Spanish, it says, el contrato de Maidana con Golden Boy Promotions terminó hace casi un año. Y tampoco está ligado a Mayweather Promotions. So it did not say anything about Haymon. 917, you're live. Who's this?
No, man, I was waiting for you, bro. You know why he came back, right? Because he missed me, yo. He was like, yo, man, miss that nigga Sean Deuce, so I want to go back to work.
Yeah. Sean Deuce.
You see? Come on, man. First he punched me in my face, then, you know.
Sean Deuce.
All right, my buddy, yeah. Oh, yeah.
213, you're live. Who's this?
It's Luke in LA. How you guys doing?
Luke, what's up, brother?
You know, doing well. So catching the show a little bit late here. I'm not sure all the material that's been covered, but I just wanted to kind of weigh in on Canelo. I know there's been a lot of back and forth, mostly in the context of the show over the Mayweather negotiations over the last couple of months about the date and everything. And you know, my perspective on the whole thing is basically, you know, Canelo is flawed, right? Like, this guy is not Floyd Mayweather. He's not a guy that's going to go 47-0. But he's everything that's right about boxing. The guy's got big balls. The guy's not afraid to fight anybody, and he's standing up for what he believes in. And we don't have to deal with any of the back and forth, petty, trifling bullshit. And as boxing fans, I think that's something that we all have to get behind, because it's been brutal for the last 2 or 3 years. And it's just annoying. It's gay. I don't want to hear it anymore. And Canelo, he said May 2nd's his date. If Cotto won't fight him, fuck it, I'll fight Kirkland. It's my date. I'm going to do it. And I think that as boxing fans, we should be excited about that. So I'm excited about the Kirkland fight. I think that he'll beat Kirkland. I think there'll be good fights for him on the back end of it. And he's not a guy that's not going to lose again, but that's good, right? The guy brings it every time he fights. His heart is in it. Doesn't have the best trainer. He's not the fastest dude at 154, but I think he's exciting and he's flawed and he's what's right about the sport. So anyway, I'm excited. That's all I got.
All right, brother. Let me try 917 again before we get out of here. 917. John Deuce. John Deuce, what up?
What's good, my brother? Yo,
what's up, John Deuce?
Chilling, man, chilling. That's the first time you said my name, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, this Al Haymon thing, man, he's really good for the sport, bro. The thing is, I get why people say that he's gonna fuck up soon because of past, you know, the stuff he done in the past. But if he keeps this going, he's gonna do very well for boxing. I love it. I love all the boxing that's coming up. It's just fantastic, bro.
John Deuce, hold on. Yo, they're actually fucking talking at the game. Mayweather and Pacquiao are talking right now. Michael Kuntz is in the middle of that shit. It's a face-to-face. It's crazy.
Oh, my.
That's bananas. That's bananas. I'm loving it, man. It's like we can't keep this guy's name out of our mouth because, you know, it's a topic of the day, man. It's a topic of the day. Oh, the James Kirkland and Canelo, it's going to be a good fight, but the guy hasn't been fighting for like a year, man. I was excited to see him against Rosario. That's his name, right? Gabriel Rosado?
Yeah.
I was excited to see him fight, but they never fought, man. So I don't really know what this guy's gonna bring to the table, man. He could be like Mike Alvarado and not be prepared, and it could be a quick night. But you know, as Canelo's coming in, you know, 100%, man. He comes in 100% every fight, man. So I kind of don't know where I stand on this fight, you know. I really don't.
It's a tough one, man. We're gonna have to see once fight week comes a little closer and we start to see how good James Kirkland is. We get reassured that Ann Wolf is in that corner with him, and maybe things will look good. I don't know, man. It just sucks that Kirkland always gets these big fights coming off of big layoffs. It's kind of unfair in a way, but he, you know, the only one to blame is himself.
Yeah. Oh, but yo, check it. I wanted to talk about the Amir Khan shit too. Now, Amir Khan, to prove anything to anybody, he needs to go back and win those 2 losses, or I think 1 loss against Danny Garcia. And who was the other person?
Who's going to want to watch him fight Breeders Prescott again? I mean, come on. If he's
maybe not him.
How many times telling us Kell Brook's not worthy? So Breeders Prescott's going to be, is he? I mean, no one in their right mind is going to want to watch that fight again. Prescott is a bum. He caught Khan a good shot early on in his career, and people are still talking about it now. Breeders Prescott is a bum. This guy lost to Kevin Mitchell. Schooled by Kevin Mitchell. And Nez don't rate Kevin Mitchell one bit.
That's crazy.
Mitchell's actually going to be in the fight this weekend, right?
Yeah, he's in a fight. He'll be fighting again. I mean, looking forward to that one, but we'll talk about that another time.
Now check it. The thing with Khan is that fight with Danny Garcia, he wasn't fully out, man. They stopped it on the fact that he got knocked down too many times. But that kid was ready to go. You know, I could see another fight between them, and I see him beating Danny Garcia. And the thing with him and Khan, with him and Pacquiao, Pacquiao's done spar with the guy, he's knocked him down. You know, I think it's going to be a good fight, but I think Pacquiao's going to finish him. You know, I don't think he should take this fight, man.
Well, all right, Sean Deuce, thanks for calling in, brother. You want to check in, man?
All right, my brother. Good luck, man. I'm going to donate when I can, brother. The show.
All right, well, listen, man, we made it a whole bunch easier for you. You can just go to ThaBoxingvoice.com from your cell phone now, and the donate button is right at the top. Easy access, plus easy access to all the articles, videos. You can actually call directly into the show just by pressing the icon for the phone. It'll bring you right in, so you guys can listen to the show there as well. You can call in as well. And now we got Kevin Horn on the check-in on Skype. Kevin Horn, what's up, brother? Oh, guess not. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to video. Kevin.
Yeah, I bet he's pressing the video button.
Yeah, I think yeah. I gotta tell him no video, buddy.
I can't believe how much support here in the U.S. there is for Khan. Can you, Stuart?
Yeah, but what support for Khan in the US?
Yeah.
The US have got a little soft spot for Khan, but there's also a lot of people in America that don't like Amir Khan one little bit. He's a bit like we've got like a spread in England. It's called Marmite. We put it on our toast, and you either love it or you hate it. And Amir Khan's that. You know, you either really like the guy or you can't stand the guy. I'm in between really because I like him as a fighter, but his ego is out of control for me. So
look, for the guy that wants Khan to turn that down, he's not going to turn down a fight with Pacquiao when he can fight in London and have 80,000 people there. That's going to make him a shitload of money. So he ain't going to turn that down.
Amir Khan will take that fight definitely. Amir Khan wants Pacquiao or Mayweather, and he's going to take either one.
Yeah,
but then again, he's got Cal Brook. He's got some good options there, Khan, because he's got Cal Brook waiting in the wings as well. So Khan's in a good position at the moment. If Floyd takes the Cotto fight, even so, I was a bit worried for Khan the other day. I was thinking, where does he go? You know, but I'm starting to see the bright side for Khan. So yeah, he's in a good position at the moment.
All right, really quick, I want to give a quick shout out to the guys in the chat. You guys took so long. We just lost 2 people that were on there. Bad Left Hook, Belize, Dave the Sinister, diehard casual fan, a bunch of guests. I guess all these guests are YouTubers that didn't get their feet. Wow, it really is a lot of guests. Hamada UK, KM Star, Lane 99, Michael Reedman, Mid LC88, MV Chew. MV Chew, what up, brother? And Big Nick in the chat room, and NRG Pop, nothing for something in Tex Dealer. Thank you guys for for tuning in on this spontaneous show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back maybe tomorrow, definitely Thursday. Who knows? That being said, remember the mobile site is in effect. Oh, we got a call. I'm gonna take them. 804, you're live. Make it quick.
Yo, first time caller.
Problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Fight fan Franco, straight out of Richmond. What's good?
What's up, brother?
Chilling, man. I had to keep on getting off the phone, man, so I don't know if anybody mentioned this, but one of the things that seems like keeps going on is like we get so upset over a lot of these fights that we don't get, but a lot of this is on us. You know what I'm saying? We could be hardcore fans, man, but we can't just accept the fact that just because we're hardcore fans, we're going to watch everything. You know what I'm saying? All of this money is coming from us at the end of the day. So these guys, these promoters, these boxers, these television broadcasters, all of that, they're doing it because they know we're going to pay for it. So at what point in time do we stop putting our money into things we don't want? I mean, it's no reason to keep getting mad about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're not going to stop putting money into it. So all we have left is to get upset. I mean, are you really going to stop watching boxing because Mayweather and Pacquiao don't want to fight?
No, I'm going to watch boxing. I'm just not going to watch. I'm not going to watch or pay for or go to any event that I feel like isn't worth me paying my money.
Yeah, well, I hear that. As far as going,
I'm not going to stop watching boxing. So I'm not saying boycott boxing. I'm saying you should put your money into what you feel is a good product. Period.
Correct.
If you don't feel that Mayweather fighting Cotto is a good fight, don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just accept the fact that, dang, I'm a boxing fan, I hate to miss this fight. Hey, don't put your money into it.
See, no, well, that's where I tap out, brother. I'm a junkie. There's no way that Pacquiao or Mayweather Cotto's going to be on TV, and I'm going to wait till next week. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and I hear you, Ness, but see, and the reason why I give you a pass is you do provide a service to the game as well, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got the show, you guys are writing articles, so I understand that because there is still someone who's reporting on it and things of that sort. So I could give you that. I mean, you're a fan too, so that's why you're saying you're watching it. But at the same time, I mean, what's going to make somebody stop doing something if you're still giving them the money? If somebody told you you didn't have to go to work, but I'm going to still give you a paycheck, some people may not go to work. They're going to keep paying me, so.
You're 100% right, but with me, I'm just addicted, man. I mean, I was watching last night's card, and Robbie, who was on the undercard? Keandre Gibson. Man, he looked so good. He was looking good.
Yes, he did. That card last night was wonderful to watch. Robinson Castellanos, he looked very, very good. Now he's the #1 contender for Johnny Gonzalez. It'll be interesting to see if that fight actually gets made. And he earned his shot with his performance last night.
Well, that's his second back-to-back. Actually, I think it's third where he's looked that good. But
I've heard a little rumor that Johnny Gonzalez said on Mexican telly yesterday that he's fighting Gary Russell Jr. So
yeah, I heard that they were trying to get Johnny Gonzalez in a fight with Gary Russell. Yeah. And that's probably what's going to happen because that was a Haymon rumor. So, yeah, I think even Dan Rayfield wrote about it maybe. Maybe it wasn't even a rumor. Maybe it was something that was already in the works. So it could be true. Listen, what do we got? 804, man. Thanks for calling in. First-time caller. We appreciate it. We hope you continue to call in, brother. And remember, on Blog Talk Radio, that's blogtalk.com/ThaBoxingVoice Radio, there's a follow button in blue with white letters. Click on that. You'll get an email every time we go live. And we're going to definitely get that YouTube back up and running because it's much needed. We got another caller. You're really going over the time here, but we're going to let you on. 708, you're live. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Ness?
What's up, brother?
Caller, bro. Okay. It's not Cheeto. Not Cheeto from Chi-Town, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Nachito from the Chi-Town. Hey, bro. Hey, bro, what's going on? Hey, listen, man. I was on Facebook right now. I don't know. I just started listening to your show right now, but I had to get with you guys right away. But hey, dudes, there's like a Heat game or some shit going on. You guys heard about that?
Yeah.
Floyd and Manny in attendance.
Yep.
Yeah, they're there. I'm tweeting
pictures
together.
No, they're like kind of like a handshake hug with Michael Compton and everything. So I was like, I wonder if you guys knew about that, man. Is that like it's a goal, man, for the announcement for the Super Bowl or what, man?
Well, a lot of quotes to be coming out of there. There's already media there for the basketball game. Obviously, everyone's going to ask Mayweather and Pacquiao questions, and Michael Kuntz is going to give more answers than both. So expect a lot to come out tonight. Don't sleep.
Yeah, man, that looks real promising, man. Just you saw Pacquiao's face. It's like, all right, we just gave him a hug, handshake and a hug and everything. So I was like, oh man, here we go. Oh hell no, here we go. So it looks like, man, if it happens, then that leaves Cotto in the dirt, man. He kind of shot himself on the foot for not taking the freaking Canelo fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no one for if Mayweather Pacquiao happens, dude. What happens to Cotto?
Well, in my opinion, if Mayweather Pacquiao happens and Canelo's already fighting Kirkland, then that means Cotto should have his title defense against Triple G.
Nah, yeah, okay, that's gonna happen. He'll probably take a tune-up against Angulo or something at 160, man. Nah, but you got Quillen and Andy Lee fighting. You got who else we got? There's another fight that Cotto was looking at. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, you got Pacquiao, Mayweather, and then
that's not a bad fight.
Quillen Lee. So there's a lot of those 160 fights are taken, man. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens to Cotto now, because that kind of, like I said, man, he kind of shot himself in the foot, man, for not taking the Canelo fight, man. He kind of took a bet on that one, man.
Yeah, man. Well, Kevin Iole just tweeted out that he is told the Mayweather-Pacquiao conversation that just took place, and I quote, is a very good conversation. So let's see what happens. Obviously, he's going to have some quotes in the next hour because if he's tweeting that out, that's to keep you waiting for his article. So we'll all be reading that. 708, thanks for calling in late. But,
all right, man. And I'll be donating too, man. So keep it going, man. Keep it running, man. Spontaneous shows, Sunday, Thursday shows. Love the show, dude. Just keep doing it, man.
All right,
We're
brother.
supporting you, man. From the Chi-Town. All right, bro.
Yeah, man. Like I don't want you guys to ever feel like what I'm doing is working as hard as I can. I don't know what you follow, whether that be the website or the YouTube or the Twitter or the Facebook or the IG, whatever the case may be. Everything is being updated 24 hours a day throughout the day. I'm showing you that while you're giving me support, it's not for me to go party. Obviously, I'm putting in the work. I'm here doing the spontaneous shows. Website is up to date and with current information. And there's a lot of people behind this, so we all appreciate the support. The mobile site is up. You can go from anything now. Tablet, doesn't matter. Donation button is there. It's easy to donate. $1 is all I'm asking from all you listeners, or just half. It's okay, whatever the case may be. But if you can't, remember, don't feel bad if you can't support financially. I mean, drop us an iTunes review. Drop us a Stitcher review. If you're listening on Stitcher, drop us a review on Stitcher. Those are very important over there as well. And tune in, same thing. Doesn't matter where you're listening. Let someone know that you're listening. Let someone know that this is the show to be at every Thursday and Sunday, 7 o'clock until I get tired, I guess, right? And we do a bunch of spontaneous shows. Thank you so much, Stuart Little and Robbie, Ringside Robbie. Any final thoughts?
Just one more quick thought about Alvarado. I mean, I don't know where he goes from here. I mean, he didn't look right on the night. I mean, he looked like one of them meth addicts that Dog the Bounty Hunter goes after. Do you know what I mean? I mean, just didn't look right at all. He looks like he's got issues and problems. And, yeah, it'd be interesting to see where Alvarado goes from here. But apart from that, good show. And, yeah, join us on Facebook. We've got some good discussions going down on there. So,
Robbie?
Yeah, and like I said, for those that didn't get to watch last night's card, it was very good. So hopefully some of you DVR'd it because that was a good show for a Monday night. And that's what I like about all this boxing on TV. We're going to have multiple nights now that are going to be showing fights. So that's just more for us to have on as far as boxing is concerned. And Canelo is going to do a good job against Kirkland, and I think his future is bright. And like I said previously, the two fighters we need to support are Canelo and GGG because they don't say no to fights. They just say when and where.
Hey guys, I just want to send a special thank you to all of you guys that are listening to the Boxing Voice and downloading us on iTunes, rating us 5 stars. We would like you to continue to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at the Boxing Voice, and for anybody interested in writing for the site, you can definitely do so by shooting us an email over at TheBoxingvoice@yahoo.com. Address your email to Victor Salazar. He's the editor-in-chief. Send something over that he could read. If he likes what he reads, you're part of the team. And remember, leave a 5-star review. You're already part of the team. Later, guys. Till next episode.